What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry if I look a little distracted. I am currently driving. Don't do this. But we are in the car. Got my little man in the back and my girlfriend right here. We are on our way to Aquashella in New Jersey. So I'm gonna pick the camera back up once we're at Aquashella. So see you in a bit. All right, guys, we are here. Thankfully, the rain stopped, so we're getting in, clear skies to walk inside. But I'll show you guys what the inside looks like. Alrighty, guys, so this is when you first walk in, there was some fish for sale there, and then you can see kind of there's just a whole lot going on, so it was a lot to walk through. First here with the coral, the saltwater section was kind of in the beginning, which was pretty cool. There was a lot of corals. I underestimated the amount of corals that was going to be there. There was a boatload of vendors, and each vendor, as you can see, had like their booths just absolutely full of coral, and I'm sure they had even more in boxes like underneath the tables and stuff. Here, this vendor Killa Arts had some really just incredible glow-in-the-dark art pieces. I wanted to buy one for the fish room, but unfortunately I don't have glow lights down there, so it wouldn't have looked as cool. But nonetheless, absolutely amazing artwork from again, Killa Arts. I mean, you can see these things are awesome. And each booth did have a lot of coral. I didn't really know all the corals that were going to be there, but I mean, I learned a lot about different types of corals and stuff like that. Did it all stick? Not really, but we'll get there eventually. It was pretty cool seeing it all in the blue light, but later on you'll see clips of it with the filters for the so you can see the actual colors of them. Okay, guys, it is day 2, Sunday, the 7th of September. Again, day 2 of Aquashella. Didn't record much on the first day, mainly because I was with my family, so I wanted to make sure I spent time with them. And I also just kind of wanted to look around and stuff like that, get my bearings. There was a lot going on, so today I'm going to try to record a little bit more, but we are on our way over to the main entrance. It is early, it's 11 o'clock here, so I got the early bird tickets. There's a huge line, so probably going to have to wait in line a little bit before we get in, so I'll see you guys when we're inside. Okay, another voiceover. This year was the shrimp contest. They had some really pretty shrimp here. I don't know much of the names of them because I'm not a shrimp guy, but they had some really nice stuff here. These guys I know are crystal reds, and those are probably one of my favorite caradinas. These I think are another crystal red, but just more white, if I'm not mistaken. These guys here I think are crystal blacks maybe, but they have so many different names I'm not too sure anymore. These guys I know are the snowball neocaradinas, much easier to keep. And then these here, these are just some pictures from the aquascaping contest, just the ones that I found were pretty interesting. This here was the grand champion. This is done by Jimmy, and very, obviously so. It's a gorgeous scape. And I really kind of just took these pictures so I can have some inspiration for any future tanks and stuff like that. Or, I probably won't be doing anything like this, but it's pretty cool to look at. This one here I liked a lot with all that spider wood, the plants kind of throughout it. That's kind of like my big thing. This booth here is my buddy Saburai Aquatics, Sabu. He had a lot of different types of plecos and cories and just really cool fish. From these clips, it seems like he's more into the catfish, plecos, and cories and stuff like that. He had one tank in here, a few tanks actually, that had some snow white panda cories, which are gorgeous. These guys are the L236 super yellows. I kind of wanted to buy that guy, but didn't need them. These are L236 super whites. Here he had some baby zebras and some stir-by cory. This is one of the tanks with the snow white pandas. And then he had some wobbin musters that he was selling in pairs here. This bottom tank had some small longfin snow white bristlenoses, and these ones were like the more of a medium-sized snow whites. And here there were some really cool rainbow fish. I don't forget which ones they were, but then more of the snow white pandas and some longfin super reds. I almost came home with a couple of those. And then up here you can just see all the vast amount of plecos on the wall there, and these were some type of cichlid. This here, it was a very interesting table. This was the silent auction for clownfish. So each tank had a pair of clownfish And the way it kind of works is you just go write your information and put your bid on there, and I'm guessing the highest bidder wins. Seeing all these different pairs made me want to come home with a second pair of clownfish for my saltwater tank. I really like this pair right here. I've noticed that I gravitate more towards the black and white as opposed to the orange clowns, so might have some new clowns coming in the future. Some are higher and more of the higher end designer clowns, because they're gorgeous. Like, look at these guys; those are absolutely beautiful little guys. And then these guys are really nice too. I don't think I want long fins, but we'll see. This here is just another little clip of everything that's kind of some more booths going on. You see Fluval right there to my left, and there's just, at this point, there was not as many people. It was a lot busier in the morning. You can see the Fritz Aquatic booth right there on the right, and just a lot of different booths. These two koi fish were as big as a small dog, a medium dog. Like, that thing you could walk on a leash. It's crazy big. And then they had just another tub here with some of the smaller koi. They actually had a place where you could buy these tubs for whatever it is that you wanted, so it was pretty cool. These clips here are of the coral with that filter that I was talking about, so you can see the colors on these things pop just so much more, and everything is so much more vibrant. I ended up buying a pair of the glasses that you can wear to see the colors like this. Now I'm just going to be sitting at home staring at my coral with these glasses, because they really do pop so much more with those glasses. I think they like reduce the blue lighting and allow the colors of the coral to actually show. So if I had these on the original walkthrough on day one, I probably would have ended up buying a lot more coral than I did. But thankfully, I guess you could say, I ended up not having them. So I mean, now I know, and I have the glasses, and anytime I'm going to a saltwater store, I'm bringing them with me so I can see the coral with these cool glasses to see the cool colors and stuff like that. Any other parts of the video that I'm going to do a voiceover, I'm probably just going to play some background music so you can enjoy the beautiful colors of the coral. So sit back and enjoy. This here was the Stingray contest that they had. So this is the grand champion. This is probably my number one favorite just because the striking black and white differences. But they had a bunch of really, really pretty Stingrays here. I wish I had the space to have a tank big enough for some Stingrays, but these things get damn near the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. So I don't think I'm gonna have space for them. But just take a look at these absolutely beautiful rays. Now this ray coming up here, this guy here, I think they call it a bat ray. It's basically a deformity, but this thing looks super, super interesting. Here we have predatory fins tank. So they had this massive tank in here with this huge stingrays, I think a pair of like datinoids. I'll show you here in a minute this beautiful gar, platinum gar, and then in the corner here they have this platinum fly river turtle. This guy costs $80,000. And then here, this is my buddy Amazonia Fish. He had a very beautiful booth with some beautiful discus. These red devil angels were to die for. Some beautiful like whites and Philippine blues and stuff like that. Over here, he had some really pretty discus, big discus too, with some ultim angels. And here we've got some red shoulder manica perus and some wild discus. Here we've got some Nene F1 Angels, some German Blue Rams, Black Rams over there. And in this upper tank were some really pretty, some type of red discus, more Altum Angels. Down here were his homebred ones. These are some red shoulders, are the bigger ones, and then the smaller guys are Altums. And then down here, just some cichlids. All right, guys, we are back home from Aquashella. This is my little haul here. At least not the tank or the sump or this tank. What's in here, and this stuff here. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I picked up. We're going to go ahead and just start right here with the dry goods and stuff like that. I did pick up some Absolute Plus dewormer, clover leaf. I was recommended this dewormer by a couple people actually, and I got these for I bought both of these for less than what one pack would have cost me online, so that was a steal. There's just some coupons. I did get a couple free samples of some fish food. We've got some marine food here and some freshwater food here. There's some business cards and stuff, and I did pick up a few stickers from a couple places. I did get this really cool Altum Angelfish little pin from Amazonia Fish. Did pick up some stuff from here, so you'll see that in a bit. I got myself a free bottle of phytoplankton, food and stuff like that for my corals. And this was actually free here. This is a lens for filming and taking pictures of coral and stuff like that in the saltwater. It helps with the blue lights. I also did get this little grabber thing here so I can grab my plugs and put them in tanks. I got a free poster here, which I don't know what it is, but we're going to open that together. This is some empty bags. And then I did get this little aquarium set. This was free as well. They were handing these out to people, so got one of these. Probably not going to put it in the tank, but pretty cute little set. And now for the main part of the haul, the fish that I got and other stuff. So we'll start kind of small. Here, I did get some Pogo Stamen Hellferi from Dustin's Fish Tanks. So shout out to you, Dustin. Hopefully this stuff will do good in my 75. I'm going to go ahead and toss it in the 75 with the bucket and all. The little pot and all, I mean. Just because, again, I'm going to be redoing the 75. So when I redo it, then I will plant it. But for the time being, this will do fine in a little pot in my 75 gallon. Let's go ahead and sit this down right. You know what? Let's put this right here. As for freshwater stuff, and yes, I did get fresh and salt. I picked up these guys from, again, the guy over at buddy over at Amazonia Fish. These are alpha/ruby swords. So you can see I got a pair here for 60 bucks. There is a ruby male and an alpha female right there. You can kind of see her. She's the dark one. But then I also picked up a second pair, and this one is actually an alpha or a ruby pair. So this is a ruby male with a ruby female. So I wanted to give that a shot. So I actually picked up both of these for not that price. We'll just leave it at that. And then this guy right here. So this wasn't from Aquashella, but this was from somebody online who was selling these fish and was selling them for such a cheap price that I couldn't say no. We've got more baby Altums. That is right. I got 10 of them. I couldn't say no. So don't judge me, guys. And that's pretty much it for freshwater stuff. Let me go ahead and just shift this so that the Altums don't fall over. But yeah, you can see there's 10 baby Altums there. The 2 pairs of swords, the alphas and rubies, and then my Pogo Stamen Hellferi Downoi. Now for the saltwater stuff. We'll start with the smallest things. This here is, I forgot what this is, like microalgae or macroalgae. That's what it is, macroalgae. I got these little samples from one of the booths. I forget the, I'm not forgetting the name. I believe it was the macro lady, if I'm not mistaken. But she was very, very, very sweet, super educational. She really taught me a lot with these. So these I'm going to be using in my 20-gallon long temporarily until I set up the new tank for that. So these will be going in a hang-on breeder box just to get them going in there, sucking up nitrates and or all other, not nitrates, but all other of the nutrients and stuff. And I didn't get any fish, but I did get coral. I've got myself, what, 7 new different corals here. I don't know what they are. They were recommended to me by the vendors. I told them I'm new with coral and I'm looking for stuff that's easy for beginners. So here's one of them. This is the other. Now these aren't going to look like really anything right now, but I will put them into the tank and then get videos of them after the fact. And I actually picked up these glasses here that allow, I didn't realize, but these will allow me to see the corals so much better. So we'll set those there. And this was another coral that I picked up. These 4 that I just showed you were from one vendor. And then these 3 are 3 different zoas. This is a zoa here. Excuse me. This is another zoa here. And lastly, I have this one here. So there was 3 different zoas that I picked up. Excuse me again. That's it for the live stuff that I picked up. And then obviously dry goods here on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and get corals situated into the saltwater tank. I do actually have a little coral rack thing that I'm actually cleaning off right now. So once that, I'm going to dry it off, clean it, put it in the saltwater tank, and get that stuff all situated there. And then the ultims and the swords I am going to float in one of the tanks down here. Not sure exactly where. I still have to figure that out, but let me get to that. Okay, so here are the new frags that I got. They are obviously all closed up and not looking the greatest right now, but I'm hoping within the next day or so these guys will open up. It is a little bit late in the day right now, so the light's kind of cranking down, but don't mind the red cyano. I'm dealing with that. But yeah, these are the 8 or 7, sorry, I can't count, new corals. These 3 are zoas. I believe this is another zoa, and then I don't know what these guys are. I forget the names of them. But I'll check in with you guys tomorrow, show you how they're doing tomorrow. Now for the ultims and the swordtails, I don't know what to do with these guys. Because obviously I have these 2 tanks are empty here, as well as my whole quarantine rack. You guys saw the video of me moving the fish around there. I could put them probably in this tank here, which is what I'm leaning towards, because I don't want to mix them with my existing ultims, not doing that. So I may put them into this tank here, or I might just take that 20-gallon here where the female discus was and maybe put them in there, just clean it out. Float the ultims and the swordtails in there. I just have to plug in the heater and stuff like that, or turn that back on so it can heat up to temp. But I'm leaning towards putting them in there and then just kind of emptying out all the rest of this stuff. But that'll be later today because I got to go upstairs and get to daddy duty, so I will be back. Okay, so I temporarily have the angels and the swords floating here in this tank. I plugged the heater back in. I have it set to about 80 degrees, so it is heating up. You can see the light on. In the meantime, I'm going to leave these guys here temporarily, just floating to get up to temp. Obviously, the water is going to kind of fluctuate a little bit, but that'll change. Once it does get up to temp and I'm done doing what I have to do upstairs, I'm going to come back down, give this tank a really nice cleaning, scrub the walls, the floors, all of that stuff, get it nice and spick and span, do 100% water change, fill it back up, and then I'm going to grab some filter media right out of this tank here. So that bag of filter media, I'm going to take that out, pop that in here to instant cycle this tank once it's up to temp. That way I can go ahead and then start acclimating these fish. I am going to drip acclimate, or slowly acclimate the ultims and the swordtails. I think I may just plop and drop the swordtails, but we'll see how I'm feeling. So I will be back later. Okay, so as you guys can see, the media bag is in the tank now. I did cloud up the rainbow tank, but that's okay. That'll clear up. Now, let's get these guys out of here. I'm going to start with the, this is the Alpha and Ruby swordtail pair. I can't speak. Let me grab scissors to make this easier. I'm not going to try saving bags and stuff like that. I got plenty of bags as is. Okay, so these are double bagged. Nice. Okay. And for those of you that don't know, the plop and drop method is legitimately this here. You take the fish, open the bag, dump the water into a net, fish stay in said net, and then you plop them into the tank. So there's 2 of them. Let's do the other 2 here. Okay, toss that over there. And same deal here. Bag is cut open. Oh, shoot, spilled water. It's okay. And this is the ruby pair. So this is the male-female ruby swordtails. There's those guys. So 2 pairs of swords in there. Again, a alpha and ruby pair and a full ruby pair. Now for these ultims, this one may be a little trickier just because it is in a much larger bag. I forgot I got to bring these plants upstairs. So what we're going to do is put this big old bag here onto the styro. Pop that rubber band. Okay, let's see. This one is double bagged as well, which is never a bad thing in my eyes. Let's pop this one as well. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now, what I like to do when I'm doing the plop and drop is I'll try to get as much of the air as I can out of the bag. Oh, this is pissing on me. What the hell? So what we're going to do is kind of go like this, get the extra bag, whatever material kind of into the net, and then flip it, and then grab it by the bottom here and just let it go. And that should be it. Here we go, 10 ultim babies into the tank. Those guys are all looking very good. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, he gave me 11. No way. Unless I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 11 babies in there. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. Now, obviously, now that I have removed the bags, the water level is much lower. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to fill this up with my dechlored water. And then put a lid on this tank. Adding a lid for sure. I'm not dealing with any jumpers, so give me 1 second. There we have it, guys. That is the ultim slash alpha slash ruby swordtail quarantine tank. These guys will be in here for a few weeks. Again, just going to quarantine these guys, make sure they're all healthy. I trust the people that I've got these fish from. Again, very reputable sellers, so I'm not concerned whatsoever. But, you know, I'm going to practice what I preach, and that's always quarantine. So these guys will be in here for at least 4 to 6 weeks under observation. I have meds on hand that I can use to, you know, medicate, dewormers, all that good stuff. So let's see how things go. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. We're going to end it here in front of the angel slash swordtail quarantine tank. I hope you guys enjoyed my little weekend over at Aquashella, New Jersey. First time ever at an Aquashella show. First time they've ever been close enough where I could go. And I'm really, really praying that they come back next year because I had an absolute blast. Shout out to all the vendors, especially the saltwater people there that took their time to talk to me and teach me things about saltwater because I'm new with the saltwater stuff. So I'm really hoping that those corals in that 20-gallon do really well. And shout out to everybody else that was there, said hi. Even on the freshwater side that talked to me, you know, it was really cool just getting to talk to a whole bunch of people. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.